So, Mark, please take it away.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I've carefully curated some newer stuff because you all want to hear new stuff, and I know how that works. I did FOM this year for the first time ever, and our good friend Deirdre in Milwaukee was playing Oracle, and she drew some Dragon Oracle cards for us, and so I took that card and mixed in a little Arizona mysticism and came up with this number here. It's called Melusine. High above the desert, oases dotting the sky, islands high above the burning sand. Up there one fateful day, I swear I met a fae by the brook, a golden dragon in her hand. I saw her in the dawning from the corner of my eye, swimming in the brook without a care. Her hair was red as fire, avatar of desire. I turned and there was nobody there. You have to open up your heart as springs from mountain stone. Whispers through the pinions on the morning breeze, the brook singing in the morning light. The laughter lightly ringing, perhaps a bit of singing, as the shadows in the clearing took to flight. Was I being haunted, perhaps being teased by the spirits and the legends of this land? Once again they're splashing, silver eyes flashing, a golden key-shaped locket in her hand. Don't set yourself apart, you're not meant to walk alone. She smiled and she beckoned, waved at me to stay, and sang as we sat beside the creek. You will travel far, questing for that star, but always fail till you know what you seek. You have to open up your heart that springs from mountain stone. You set yourself apart, you're not meant to walk alone. Her smile, it pierced my heart, the dragon chirped and winked, four eyes blazed with an inner light. I knew not what to say in the dawning of the day, when again they vanished before my sight. You have to open up your heart that springs from mountain stone. Don't set yourself apart, you're not meant to walk alone. High above the desert, oases dot the sky, islands high above these burning sands. In the trees one magic day, I swear I met a fae by the brook, a golden dragon in her hand. You have to open up your heart, it springs from mountain stone. Alright. This is another newer one. It's called The Spirit of Space, and this was written for the PhilCon songwriting contest, as I recall correctly. In the dawn of time, we walk the land. We named each thing we found, and found within the living world the spirits did abound. The trees, the rocks, and the waterfall, the zephyr's quiet sigh. But the greatest spirit was the evening sky. And the spirit of space is calling out to me, forgetting the rocks, forgetting the stream, forgetting the mighty trees, and live among the asteroids and the mountains flying free. The spirit of space calls out to me. Yes, the spirit of space is calling me. Oh, the spirit of the river says time is never still, and the spirit of the desert well shall test your very will. And the mountains promise wisdom far older than the land, but the arching sky calls, don't you understand that the ground beneath your footsteps, well, that's not the place to be. Your home is high above you, out in that starry sea, where the solar winds are blowing and energy is free, and you can dance in microgravity. Yes, the spirit of space is calling out to me. Forget the rocks, forget the stream, forget the mighty trees. Live among the asteroids and the mountains flying free. The spirit of space calls out to me. Yes, the spirit of space is calling me. No cradle lasts forever, though its spirits may abide, and ebb and flow along the way like the spirit of the tide. But for each and every spirit that has helped this human race, the strongest spirit rules eternal space. And the spirit of space is calling out to me. Forget the rocks, forget the stream, forget those silly trees. Come, live among the asteroids and the mountains flying free. The spirit of space calls out to me. Yes, the spirit of space is calling me. Yes, the spirit of space wants company. This is to remind me that I do have albums available, either from me directly or on Bandcamp, or from Cecilia, or from your friendly neighborhood folk dealer. And speaking of filk, so I first actually discovered filk in a novel. This one here, Fallen Angels by Jerry Purnell, Steve Barnes, and some other guy named Larry, who supposedly is here. I don't have Michael Flynn's signature, but I've got Larry's and Jerry's. So this is Fallen Angels, and the tune is by 3 Days Grace. And I will try to play the 12-string quietly because it is loud. This is my Rainsong carbon fiber 12-string, which took me 18 months to find. They are uncommon, but they do stay in tune. Late at night, too tired for crying, Another blanket trying to fall asleep. The frozen world everywhere is dying. Who's that knocking at my door? Not part of my life, not anymore. He says we have to drive away. We need to save fallen angels on the ice, growing dark, can't let them die. Fallen angels, now's our time, gotta rescue them tonight. Fallen angels, dropped out of fandom for my protection, but we have to act now today. There's no time for any questions. And there's a knocking at my door, not part of my life now anymore. And now we've got to drive away. We need to save fallen angels on the ice, growing dark, and let them die. Fallen angels, now's the time, gotta rescue them tonight. Fallen angels gotta go, 'cause they can't survive alone. Fallen angels, now's the time, gotta rescue them tonight. I was right beside them into frozen hell and back again. I was there beside them into frozen hell and back again, when fandom had to save the fallen angels. Fallen angels on the ice, growing dark, and let them die. Fallen angels, now's the time, gotta rescue them tonight. Fallen angels gotta go, 'cause they can't survive alone. Fallen angels, now's the time, gotta rescue them tonight. Fallen angels. So one thing musicians know, that in real life conventions we have a sound crew that makes us sound awesome and gets everything nice and balanced, which I dearly miss. So this is turning into the Mark Plays All the Instruments panel for some unknown reason. This is another literary one, this time for Beowulf's Children by Steve Barnes, Jerry Purnell, and Larry Niven. And one of the conflicts in said novel is that the cold sleep process has left the original colonists a little bit of minor brain damage. And in general, this is actually a pretty good metaphor for dementia as well. It's called Ice Upon the Mind. This is another Faum song, and it was a 2-chord challenge, so write a song using only 2 chords. And so to make it more interesting, I will use my baritone, which looks like a guitar but is actually tuned 5 half steps lower. So it's in B to B rather than E to E. The founders, they are brilliant, except for when they're not. It must be something frightful when you cannot trust a thought. It's more than generations, the ugly truth I find, that the barrier between us is ice upon the mind. Can you trust what you remember? Trust what you have done when young and in your home world beneath an alien sun. Though we may love our parents, The truth, it's never kind. Still the barrier between us is ice upon the mind. They find safety in the pattern, safety in their rigid rules. What other option is there when you cannot trust the tools? And with years of strict adherence, well, those rules, they've been enshrined. Still the barrier between us is ice upon the mind. Time to cast off fetters, for this world is ours as well. I don't speak of revolution, I'm not seeking to rebel, but you can't dispute the finding. There's two types of humankind, with a barrier between us of ice upon the mind. We want our place at the table, who were born upon this land. Our rights, they're just as valid, hope you understand. And we have to work together, for our fates are intertwined. Break those barriers between us, the ice upon the mind. Break those barriers between us. In real life conventions, we'd pass that around that instrument around the filk string and let other folks play her. She is just so much fun and rumbly. Oh. All right. This is another FOM song. And for FOM, I was working on challenging myself, and one of the challenges was write something in dadgad. So this is the second song I've ever written in dadgad, which is why I have my Larrivee here. It's called Quest Not for Glory. It started as these things always do, in a bar full of friends and of drinking. There's always a stranger or two, but this time the stranger was singing. And we search not for hammers of glory, quest not for blades or for rings. We seek the most dangerous object, stories of justice and truth in all things. And we knew without really thinking of the danger this stranger foretold. For the words the stranger was singing were sedition and dangerous bold. Hope for a better day dawning, a call to raise voice in song. His words, while quiet, were haunting. Go right, whatever be wrong. And we search not for hammers of glory, we quest not for blades or for rings. We seek that most dangerous object. Stories of justice and truth in all things. As the door burst, he threw something shining, yelled quick out the back door, and we ran, the chaos entwining. No, I don't recall anything more. Yes, we ran, no use in lying. A shining coin clutched in my hand, and it spoke of a time that was dying, when freedom and peace ruled this land. And we search not for hammers of glory, we quest not for blades nor for rings. We seek that most dangerous object. Stories of justice and truth in all things. Quest not for glory, but truth in all things. That is such a neat tuning, isn't it?
7 minutes, Mark.
We got 5-6 minutes?
7 minutes.
Alright. This is a newer one. Repeat after me, everybody. A ship in harbor may be safe, but that's not what a ship is for. Beyond the harbor. They laid her up in Boston town with hope from the New World's ground. 50 guns set on 2 gun decks, and of English ships she made 5 wrecks. Freedom's cry heard the whole world round, and she may have been safe in the harbor, might have been safe in the harbor, could have stayed safe in the harbor. That's not what a ship is for. CV-2, known as Lady Lex, 80 aircraft and a wooden flight deck, fought bravely at the Coral Sea in a struggle to make the whole world free. A battle that echoed the whole world round, and she may have been safe in the harbor. Okay, it wasn't that safe in the harbor, but she could have stayed safe in the harbor. That's not what a ship is for. Born amidst sand and the Joshua trees, a thunder on the ocean breeze, engines alight, her 10th space flight, 7 souls lost in the morning light, and people grieve the whole world round. And she may have been safe in the harbor, might have been safe in the harbor, could have stayed safe in the harbor. That's not what a ship is for. We have fed our sea for 1,000 years, we've mourned our dead and shed our tears, And space is cold, unforgiving, I'm told, but there's always someone who'll dare to be bold. We'll build a foothold, we'll stand our ground. And it may be it's safe in the harbor, we might be safer in the harbor. We won't stay safe in the harbor. That's not what ships are for. We're sailing beyond the harbor. That's what ships are for. How are we doing there on time there, Peggy?
Have 3 minutes.
Do one more quick one. Since Tim led with an Arizona song, I will end with an Arizona song. And this is simply called Arizona. When in Arizona, hydrate. In the old Sonoran desert is a place that's fine and fair, with beauty and with danger, you better just take care. They say once you've trod her trails, her mountains, hills, and sand, your soul is bound forever to the land. Arizona, where the Harris Hawks fly free. Arizona, land of liberty. Arizona, where I want to be. Some say she's a gift from high above, a hard land I cannot help but love. Go drive the desert highway, but pause along the way to see what man's forgotten as he hurries through his day. The Inca dove, the roadrunner, the Palo Verde bars, the desert turning gold with mallow flowers. Arizona, where the Harris Hawks fly free. Arizona, land of liberty. Arizona, where I wanna be. Where the summer sun so high above, a hard land you cannot help but love. From the deserts to the forests, and yes, we do have trees. A land called Arizona, neath the whispering desert breeze. From canyon wall and pinyon pine to rim washed wandering streams, to the wastes that evoke ghosts and fever dreams. Arizona, where the Harris Hawks fly free. Arizona, land of liberty. Arizona, that's where I wanna be. Raptors are watching from above, a hard land you cannot help but love. There's the telescopes in Flagstaff and the Ajo copper mine, the cotton fields, the citrus groves Frank Lloyd Wright designs. The setting sun could make one weep, the sight is so profound. Plus that giant mucking canyon in the ground. Arizona, where the Harris Hawks fly free. Arizona, land of liberty. Arizona, it's where I need to be. We with stars and shards of diamond high above. A hard land you cannot help but love. Arizona. Thank you, everybody.